My fellow Amazonians, dear citizens of our homeland, in the past days we lost two bright soldiers in the state of Mezam. We are grateful for their sacrifices and we will remain indebted for what they have done to our country. I also want to wish our Muslim population a wonderful day tomorrow as they begin their fasting. They have a religion that preaches peace, the virtues of justice and tolerance. And I will hope that all Muslims across the territory of Amazonia will invoke these virtues to protect peace, justice, and tolerance in Amazonia, and will work with us to ensure that we can defeat the tyranny of injustice and usurpation in our homeland. We are one people. We have different cultures. We believe in one God. And I know that the spirit of tolerance amongst us is going to guide us through this journey and help us build a society that respects every religion, every creed and value. The Amazonian spirit is going to reign supreme. I am out tonight to speak to you about the outcome of the political charade that Cameroon conducted in Ngarbuh. Amazonians, we must never be fooled again. Not by Cameroon, not by the international system, not even by infiltrators and enablers within our midst. The only way we are going to be free is when we don't blink on the core issues that concerns our existence, the protection of our dignity and our territorial integrity. At the beginning, we made it clear to the international system that Amazonians are an endangered people and that there is the necessity to invoke the responsibility to protect the lives of Amazonians. Independence without the right to life means nothing. The world has failed us. Every other international system has failed us. We must not fail ourselves. We must know that the struggle for our freedom didn't begin 4 years ago. It began so many years ago. And our naivety in the face of challenges has made us to fail every attempt we have made to regain our place in the system of nations. On the 14th of February, Cameroon military forces invaded Ngarbuh. There was no resistance. They had recruited militias to join them in their rampage in the killing of our civilian population. They murdered our people in cold blood. Those who escaped were chased out of their homes, hunted like games, killed, dragged in their own blood, put in homes, and the houses set ablaze. At the beginning, top officials from Cameroon totally rejected any accusation of this massacre. When we exposed them, they blame it on our fighters. when we mounted more pressure and got the international system to start speaking, they blame it on militias. They have been in denial for close to 6 years. In the past 24 hours, Cameroon has issued a political report accepting responsibility for the massacre, but giving justifications that undermines that acceptance, and moving forward to talk about the building of a military base so that it can continue with impunity, so it can continue with its policy of occupation. My fellow people, you must be reminded that just in 2020, Cameroon has committed 5 massacres, resulting in the death of more than 150 Amazonians. The burning of villages continue. The targeted execution of Amazonians continue. Cameroon has acted with impunity in our homeland. It has committed crimes against humanity, reflected in systematic torture, massacre, indiscriminate killing of our people. It has committed war crimes, reflected in the burning of hundreds and hundreds of homes and villages, and the summary execution of captured fighters. Cameroon continues to commit the crime of genocide, as reflected in the Genocide Convention, with the aim of eliminating Amazonians fully or partially using physical means. All these crimes are not crimes that the world or Amazonians will allow Cameroon to investigate. Cameroon has fooled the world many times. I want you to recall that when Cameroon committed the Ngarbuh Massacre, different countries and institutions, reputable human rights organizations, asked for a fact-finding mission to investigate these crimes, bring the perpetrators to justice. Cameroon immediately, after all denials, issued a presidential decree setting up a political facade called a committee to investigate these crimes. The world let Cameroon off the hook, the same way they did with the issue of international negotiation, when Cameroon showed its unwillingness or inability to address the root causes of the Amazonian crisis and present itself for a kind of a negotiated settlement, even within the context of the continent of Africa. The world called for an international negotiated settlement. Cameroon again deceived the world by moving forward to set up a national dialogue, to continuously manipulate the international system, manipulate its own people, and to think it will continue to deceive Amazonians. The outcome of its so-called national dialogue is the same as the outcome of its investigations on the Ngarbuh Massacre. Let me say this, and let me say this clear. The crimes of Cameroon are crimes that should be brought at the level of the International Criminal Court. We understand Cameroon is not a signatory of the Rome Statutes of the International Criminal Court. But Article 13 provides two mechanisms that the world can use to bring Cameroon to the ICC. In Articles 13, paragraph B, the UN Security Council can refer Cameroon to the ICC. It has done this before. In 2005, the UN Security Council referred the case of Darfur to the ICC. In 2011, the UN Security Council referred the case of Libya to the ICC. It can still invoke Articles 13, paragraph B to refer Cameroon to the ICC for crimes that are inconsistent with the statutes of the ICC. These crimes against humanity, war crimes, and the crimes of genocide. Cameroon, the international system, can also invoke Articles 13, paragraph C to have the prosecutor of the ICC investigate the crimes that Cameroon is being committed. We are not rewriting the books because the prosecutor has done this before. In the aftermath of the elections in Kenya, the post-electoral violence were determined to have reached the threshold that could be dealt with by the ICC. The ICC prosecutor invoked Article 13, paragraph C, as stipulated within Articles 15, to begin investigations in Kenya to determine if the case could reach the trial chambers. We also know, and Amazonians must take note, that in the case of Myanmar, in the killings of Rohingyas, the prosecutor invoked Articles 13, paragraph C to investigate the deportation of Rohingyas by Myanmar into Bangladesh. Despite the fact that Myanmar is not a signatory to the Rome Statutes, Bangladesh is a signatory, and the ICC could determine that because Rohingyas have been deported into a country that is a signatory of the ICC, the prosecutor could invoke Articles 13, paragraph C to begin investigation of the crimes of deportation. We should note that Cameroon, through its actions, the governor called for the evacuation of 16 villages in the state of Manu. That led to thousands of Amazonians moving into Nigeria. Its brutality within our homeland also led deliberately to thousands of Amazonians moving into Nigeria. Although Nigeria has not ratified the treaty, it has submitted a protocol showing its intention and under the status of the ICC, Nigeria can be considered as a country that can be brought to the ICC. And so with respect to the case of the Rohingyas and Bangladesh, the ICC prosecutor can begin investigation of the crimes committed by Cameroon in Amazonia. My fellow people, they have denied us protection, to invoke the principle of the responsibility to protect. They've denied us protection, to invoke the spirit of the 2002 Kofi Annan protection of civilian principle. They've denied us the possibility of even investigating the crimes committed by Cameroon. We are not talking about the crimes that Cameroon has committed for the past 57 years, which are well documented. by Professor Carson Anyangwe in his 2004 deposition at the African Commission on Human and People's Rights, which the Commission determined in 2006 that Cameroon had committed crimes. They've denied us all of these possibilities of redress. The world didn't speak and ask for a fact-finding mission simply because they love justice. It's because you, the Amazonian people, rose up to invoke the responsibility to protect, to defend yourselves, your lives, and your villages. The world has not asked for international fact-finding mission because they think our life is valuable. It is simply because you have been able to internationalize our struggle through invoking the right to self-defense, international mobilization, educating the international system. Let the world know that in the aftermath of World War II, basic principles enshrined in major constitution, including the German Constitution, in its Article 16A, talked about the protection of human dignity. In the aftermath of World War II, following the Holocaust, the world made a solemn pledge to protect the dignity of all people. In the aftermath of the crimes of genocide committed in Rwanda, the world said never again and enshrined the principle of the responsibility to protect. In the aftermath of Darfur, the world said all those who commit crimes against humanity, war crimes, and the crime of genocide will be held accountable. We are not only asking Cameroon, we are not only saying Cameroon should be investigated. I know the world has always said our people have committed some crimes, which we know. No crime has been committed that reaches the threshold of the crime of genocide, crimes against humanity, or war crimes. We have announced in the past days the Code of Justice of Amazonia that will give the domestic jurisdiction of Amazonia the opportunity to investigate massacres, any crime, crimes of kidnapping, crimes of extortion, crimes of embezzlement, which will have the highest penalty, and crimes of ordering, instrumentalizing, of fostering tribalism, crimes of hate, and crimes of deliberate murder of Amazonian fighters. We as Amazonian people are ready to take that responsibility. The world must take its responsibility in the face of international crimes committed against our people. Fellow citizens, you must be focused on the defense of our people. As I said a couple of weeks ago, our strategy has been revised to inject a major factor that takes into consideration the protection of our civilian population. And I can say with certainty, we have made huge progress in ensuring that our soldiers begin to develop the capabilities to protect our villages. You can count on our leadership, our collective leadership as a people, our sense of direction as individuals, our sense of accountability as leaders. You shall never be betrayed. Our experience for the past 35 years have given us the knowledge and the tools to detect infiltrators, undermine them, and prevent them from hijacking your struggle. The contribution of every Amazonia counts. We do not develop policies that sideline even the dullest Ambazonian. We develop policies based on our experience that protects the integrity of our war of independence and to ensure that the international system and Cameroon do not use proxy elements within our own country to hoodwink our drive towards freedom. Due diligence in the way we conduct ourselves is critical. We face some setbacks. I did tell you before, when we face setbacks, I will let you know. We have faced a lot of challenges, a lot of self-inflicted setbacks. We've identified the sources of these setbacks, and we are now aggressive to make sure we expose and shame those infiltrators who've used the rhetoric of Ambazonia to place themselves in strategic positions, to cause confusion, to derail, abet, and undermine the spirit of the Ambazonian War of Independence. My people, you must trust in our instinct. If you doubt a policy, you can make a reference to decisions we have made in the past. You will be able to understand that we make decisions after careful examinations of the facts established through investigations. We review them going forward. We are now able to determine that we have made the best decisions as far as protecting our independence, the defense of our people, the projection of the integrity of our war of independence, and to show the world that we are a people ready from day one to take over the governance of our country. You can be rest assured that we will not blink until the last forces of the occupier walk out of our country. For now, we demand justice, the protection of our people. If the world faces us, we are ready to present ourselves to the battlefield of the Ambazonian Revolution. God bless you all, and good night.